In the last video, you were introduced to arrays. You learned the syntax for creating an array and some ideas on how you can use them. In this video, you're going to learn how to access the items in an array. Remember, an array is not one single value like a variable. An array can represent a large list of items. To access a single value within an array, we use what's called an index value. An index value is a number that indicates the position of that value in the list. Let's bring up an array so we can see an example of how this works. So here is our array. Think of an array like a numbered list, and in order to gain access to a value, we need to grab the number of the item from the list. One thing to realize, however, is that the first item in an array is always 0. It's a little weird because you think it would be 1, but arrays always start with the first item as 0. So in this example, our third item in our to-do list actually has an index value of 2. If we want to access our third item, then we need to type the name of the array followed by square brackets. We then put the index value of the list item of the array. So let's make an alert command, write our to-do list, which is the name of our array, and inside the brackets, we're going to put 2, which is our third list item, because remember, the first item is always 0. This example will write our third item in our array in an alert box. If we wanted to access a different item, we just change the index value. There we go. We can see it's working perfectly. Now, let's create a document.write command, and let's insert all the different index values for our list of array. We will start with 0 and go all the way up to 5. I'm also going to take our list items and put them in a paragraph tag just so that they're separated, and it's a little bit more easier to read on the page once they're printed out after. Once our starter code here for our first list item is all done, I'm just going to copy it and paste it, and then all we can do is change the index value to print out each list item. I'm also going to add a couple extra items just so you can see what happens when we try to print an array item that doesn't actually exist. Now remember, the first item is actually the index value of 0. So when we type in 0, it'll print out the first item. And so forth and so forth. It's a little bit weird, but this is just the way arrays work in JavaScript. Let's give our program a save, and let's open up the file and see what happens. Now, you'll notice if we ever try to access an index value that does not exist, you will get an undefined error, which basically means there is no value. Now that's pretty much it when it comes to accessing items in an array. In the next lesson, you will learn how to add new data to your arrays while your program is actually running.